on this computer. Give her deal, Jess.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the Maritime Hockey Podcast. Jesse here with Eric, Chris, and Ben. We got a lot of hot topics to talk about tonight, so it's going to be an action-packed episode.
Yes, sir.
And we later on in the episode too, we'll have a special guest joining us, which will be Ben's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Coach Nick. Coach Nick, I'm excited. Younger. Gonna be excited. Talk all things Oilers, Penguins, Islanders, Senators if we want. Nick's a Senators fan.
Yeah.
So Nick. That'll be good. Also, Coach Ben, if you want to give the good news about Jesse's new
Yes.
Yeah, so I have this like weird thing that I've been able to give guys nicknames that I've been able to stick for a while. Jess, I can't pronounce it the real way because it sounds French as fuck, but it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that I've given him a pretty solid nickname here for being around the rink and just being a hockey guy. We'll go with we're gonna go with Searlsy.
Let's go.
AKA the Howitzer.
The Howitzer.
Big old clapper from the fucking point.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
From his blue line.
Yeah, really. But it's gonna take some time to get used to Searlsy, but we're gonna make it happen.
We can do
It'll happen. It'll happen.
We gotta change our names. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah,
I know
right
probably,
there,
yeah.
left.
You know what? Big thing that I noticed right now, Searlsy, is you're going no hat today. No Bucky.
Flow. Holy Jesus.
Letting it hang.
Holy Christ, is it gel?
Searlsy, I don't like change.
No, it's not gel. Just combed back.
Oh, yeah, it looks nice.
Look at the fucking lettuce behind him, though. Look at the mud.
I know.
Trying to look around the camera.
Look at the mud flaps on him, though.
Holy.
Swaying.
Give her a spin, Searlsy. Turn around. Let's see.
Turn around. Let's see the full.
Let's see it.
Full
Let me see
360.
it.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that with a hat on. Oh my God.
Does your Bucky still fit?
Yeah.
Oh
Christ.
All right. You're gonna have to adjust that this way.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway.
Hot start.
Hot start. Good start.
Well, this is just off to a terrible start.
Oh my God. Well, oh man. All right. First order of business. What's first on the list there? So
Might as well go with it. Do Edmonton?
Yeah, let's do it.
all right, let's rip the Band-Aid off there.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing to talk about here.
Hardest thing to talk about for sure. Well, as the Oilers fan, Younger, give us your thoughts.
Well, past what has been 48 hours or whatever, around there. It was rough. And then seeing the boys, Draisaitl, Nurse, congrats on Nursey. He had a baby boy after playing 62 minutes in overtime in the whole game or whatever. Congrats on that. You lose one battle, but you get another battle back, right? So nice for him to have a baby boy, especially during COVID. Kind of broke it down a little bit our last episode, but the better team definitely won, and this is coming from an Oilers fan. The coaching side of me definitely dissected every game. Hellebuyck did play, he played great, but we did solve him in a couple of situations. I'll always be fair. That the game 4, back and forth the entire game, just a hard fought battle. And like I said, I think in episode 4, it was a boring series, and overall watching it, staying up till 12:30 in the morning, our time, kind of sucked, and then losing overtime. But, the oil drops really have to rethink in general. I don't want to say the word rebuild because we've technically been in a 11-year rebuild. But you know, it is what it is. The better team won, and I find, in my experience, when you blow something up going into it, like our game against Eastern Shore, Billy, when we lost our banner. I blew it up. I made a speech. I wrote everything down. I studied things, blah, blah, blah. Didn't go off the cuff. And unfortunately we lost. Kind of the same thing with Edmonton. The sports broadcasters, they all blew it up. Oh my God, they're so good. You know, they're going to, beat the bag off them type deal. But lo and behold, you get a couple guys back into the lineup, and one was more of a juggernaut than the other, as in Nikolai Ehlers. And, we're going to have about $22 million, I think, in cap space. That's what I've seen today. So you're going to see some changes to what you would call the core, but people that don't know the Oilers or follow them as much as I do, the change is not going to be to the core that you think it might be. I do believe that Draisaitl and McDavid will be there. Nurse will be there. I do believe that they have to sign Barry. Larson, in my opinion, and Nuge, I do believe you could put them on the block, put them on the trading block, maybe send them to Seattle, as much as I wouldn't want to see Nuge leave. But at the same time, if you can get a bottom six forward that could be better than Nuge, then in a regular season, in a regular non-COVID stuff. But our biggest thing right now, and it's always been this way because Chiarelli fucked us with the signing of Koskinen, is our goaltending, and then working from there up. Holland had a plan, and he presented that to McDavid, and I think that I don't think he's going to ask for a trade in the next 2 years. If they don't go further than what they did in the past with the bubble, and then now this year, I do believe you'll see McDavid ask for a trade. So Holland has to do something. But at the same time, it's still a huge question mark. As you guys can see, I'm kind of stunned for words. I don't know what it is because I have a coaching philosophy type deal. Give me what you're going to give me, and then I'll try to put the pieces together. But other than that, the better team won. They fought a little harder. They had a little bit more grit. Yeah, we had Cassian, but I was talking to a guy that I work with, and he kind of nailed it right on the head. The Jets are made for the playoffs. They're made. They're big, they're gritty, they're greasy, they got a Hellebuck. Their defense was kind of on the fence a little bit when Big Buff decided to do what he did. But Morrissey and all these guys, they, at the end of the day, it just matters what the scoreboard was at the end of the game. And they don't really ask how many, right? They just ask like how you got them. So it sucks. A lot of my buddies from Edmonton, not really talking about it. They don't want to talk about it because it's still really hurting. They put some pretty greasy jerseys over top of the Gretzky statue out front of the rink in Edmonton and stuff like that. But at least they're not burning jerseys, right? We're not burning McDavid jerseys yet or Draisaitl jerseys, but hey, I'm a Canadian hockey fan, but I'm just gonna watch the playoffs now, just because hockey is on, and I'm so grateful that hockey is still on and sports are on in general in these crazy times.
100%.
Love to hear it. Not to mention, Oilers fan texting Ethan Bear and ripping him for his indigenous background. Can you imagine?
I didn't want to bring that up because there's just so much negativity, right?
And I'm sorry, but I had to, right?
No, at the same time, you do have to, right?
Yeah.
Like, what? How does a game? It's a game.
Nothing to do with
Go
background,
to that
ethnicity.
It's so bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I looked at that today and started to cut everybody else off, but
no, that's fine.
I looked at that today and I was just like, you know what? That guy came from where he came from and how he built himself into a hockey player, and now he's playing in the show. Like, whoever chirped him and did that comment and stuff like that, number one, he's probably jealous, and number two, he can go pound fucking sand because you're not in the fucking show.
Exactly.
So we all want to be in the show. That's the dream. But for somebody to go that greasy and that low, it makes my blood boil.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but like you said, it has nothing to do with the game of hockey whatsoever.
No.
You shouldn't
be in the game of hockey
exactly
at all.
Exactly. No, I agree. That's past the game of hockey. That's past chirping. That's past trying to get under their skin. That's just downright cruel. Like that has no place in it. Yeah, I agree.
It's ridiculous. And I mean, I don't want to. And I know, Jess, there's another thing that you wanted to bring up that I think we should talk about next, just because we're already on the subject. Again, the Ron McLean thing. I don't want to spend too much time on that because we're about to have Nick in. It's gonna be a good episode.
What did Ron McLean say?
The Ron McLean.
I didn't even hear it.
I was just literally I mean, there's no way that we can play the clip right now, but basically he just said on the broadcast, Hockey Night in Canada, in the intermission, when on the panel, Kevin Bieksa and Kelly Rudy and stuff were talking, and then Ron McLean is sitting where he's sitting at his desk alongside.
I have it up
Botterill,
here.
or the woman Jennifer Botterill, I think, and he said something like Kevin was laughing, and then Ron said, "Oh well, you have pictures of, or you have a picture of a guy with his tarp off. You must be positive for something."
Yeah.
And it's you can see that, you can see just based off how the world is now and how people react to stuff, that it's even though I'm not offended by it, even though I'm sure that many people aren't, there are more people that are not offended by this than people that are. Let's get that out of the way.
People that made it baby shit. Yeah.
The people who are offended by this, they're in the minority, even though it could be a lot of people. It's still the vast majority that don't even give a shit about what he said.
Yeah. And then a couple minutes after they posted that, I saw they posted an update saying Ron McLean apologized and all that.
Blame it on Don Cherry.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch him, Jesus, man.
Don and stuff. And anyway, that's just, everyone has their own opinion on that. I'm not saying that there's a right and wrong opinion.
Nope.
And that's not what I want. And I'm sure I speak for all of us. That is not what I want this podcast to be. Bring, like I said, politics into what people say.
This is hockey related. Strictly hockey.
Just to say that it's anyone can have their opinion on whatever, but if you're going out of your way to really try to put energy into firing this man because of a tiny little comment like that, dude, have you ever watched the fucking Office TV show? How come everyone loves that TV show and everyone is I love the TV show, but how come everyone is praising this and praising that and whatever? It's oh man, it's a great show. Dude, those are the same people that get offended on this little comment. It's bro, cancel. If everyone got fired for a little comment or something that was inappropriate in the workplace, no one would have a job. Let's just
Family Guy would be out of business.
Everyone would be out of business. No one would have a job, man. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna send the invite to Nick, so it'll just be a couple minutes. But you guys keep her going.
All right. Guess we'll get into that Toronto Game 4 there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Game 4.
Let's take her away, Jesse. You can start her.
Yeah. So the Leafs, I know this is a lot of people's first time seeing them take a 2-game series lead. Leafs fans, I imagine you guys are pumped. Game 5 tomorrow, and they have a chance to eliminate the Habs. First of all, I just want to talk about William Nylander. Have a thing pulled up here.
Wow.
4 games played, 4 goals and 1 assist, 5 points in 4 games. he's on a different level in the playoffs, man.
It's impressive. Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's actually the first Leafs player to score in each of the team's first 4 games of a playoff series since Sid Smith in the 1951 Stanley Cup final, also versus the Habs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think fuck your stats guy, Surly, because I would be fucked right now.
Yeah. And if the Leafs do win the series tomorrow, it would be the first time they got past the first round since 2004 against when they beat the Sens in 7 and Chara was on that team.
Bro, quick side note, Zdeno Chara, he looks the same as he did when he was 18.
You seen that?
Yeah.
He looks exactly the same. I know Bar Down posted or TSN posted like young guys. So you have like Joe Thornton when he was like with the Bruins and stuff. Yo, you swipe and then you see Chara and it's like the same facial expression. He looks exactly the same.
He just grew a little bit more beard. That's all.
Just a tiny bit more. Like his face is more chiseled now. I'm just like, bro, like.
Yeah. Also, Joe Thornton became the oldest player to score a playoff goal for the Leafs at age 41 and 327 days.
Wow.
He's an old fuck. Do you think he's ever going to shave his beard?
Old Jumbo Joe with the birds in the beard.
Dude, you think he's going to shave his beard eventually? I feel like he won't. He'll just keep it.
He might just, I think
he shaved it last year, I think, last summer. Like he trimmed it.
Looked like a bird.
When he's on a tractor. And I think he's from the prairie somewhere. He's from out Alberta way, Winnipeg-ish way type deal. But obviously he's not going to trim it right now. That's for sure, because that's against the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But and they don't have Lou Amorello as a GM. So, but good for Jumbo. Good for Jumbo. Yeah. I love those old guys. I love them all. Just to get you in on a little bit of Coach
I think I see. Do I see Bilodeau down there?
That is not me. Get out of there. That's not me.
No, that would be a provincial championship that we didn't win.
That's when Summit was good and won championships. This was this year.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Position.
Here you go, boys. There we go.
Holy Jesus.
But there's Nick joining us. Nick, thanks for joining in.
Oh, no problem, boys. No problem.
Nick, my man, this is Jesse. This is he's the host of this Maritime Hockey Podcast. That's up there is Chris in the blue shirt, looking pale as fuck today. Looking good, my man.
That's nice. Ben over there.
Yeah, that's Ben down there. This guy.
Yeah, that old fuck over there, eh?
Oh my
god. He's got the wisdom, man. He's got the wisdom.
For those of you who don't know, Nick and Ben, well, you guys know Ben now from by now, but Nick and Ben coached me my 2 years of high school with Summit Carrefour. Best 2 years of my life for sure for hockey. So all these amazing saves that I made and all these bitches that I had from those games, credit to those two men right there. But anyway, so this is good. This is a big thing. You're wearing your Sens hat.
Yeah.
Hockey shirt. Holy Jesus, you came prepared.
Yeah, you got to rep the boys whenever you can,
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Well, Nick, we were just talking about we talked about the Oilers a little bit. We're not going to get into the Oilers again because that's painful. But what are you thinking about the playoffs so far? Your overall view of them? How are you feeling?
I think the playoffs as a whole have been quite entertaining. I think a lot of teams are, battling. A lot of teams are really, going neck and neck. The only series that was dominated, I thought, was the Jets and Oilers and the, Colorado Avalanche and the Blues. Even tonight, like you got a really big 2 games. You got the Islanders and Pens, basically winner of that, one keeps going, and then the other one's forces game 7, right? So, and then same with the Panthers and Lightning. I think that's been one of the best series in the playoffs, that Panthers and Lightning.
Hands down, the most pumped up I've ever been. The words can't describe how fired up it is to see 2 interstate rivals that never play each other ever, and then just rock 'em sock 'em type hockey, man. Just
they hate each other. Pat Maroon went from this lovable guy winning back-to-back cups to like big old to doing chicken dances, got long hair, beard, looks like Jess now with the lettuce like rocking like
just the mud flaps on him. I can't get over it either. Just the mud flaps on him.
Unreal. But yeah, they hate each other, man. Like, and Ryan Lomberg, of course, the only one who scored the overtime winner. He's mucking it up down like fourth line grinder. What a series that is. Spencer Knight comes in.
I think I was listening to your guys' last episode on your podcast. Hey, by the way, guys, this stuff is fucking awesome. I've watched in every episode, even before Ben came on here. I think it's just really cool that you guys are local boys trying to have some fun during lockdown, and I'm sure this will continue when life becomes normal. But yeah, man, I just, I was watching your guys' last podcast, and you guys are speaking of Spencer Knight going in, and you guys called it. You guys were right. He went in, and that's he's going to decide tonight. He's going to beat those pipes, and he's going to really, decide if this series goes to 7 or it's lights out in Florida and they go home and play golf and go on their Sea-Doos and stuff. Right. So, but yeah, man, I think the Florida Panthers and Lightning series, unreal. I watched the Carolina Panthers series, another amazing series, really back and forth. Jordan Stahl is putting those Hurricanes on his back. Yeah. And you got to put it to UC Saros as well. UC Saros is really coming in and taking the torch from Pekka Rinne. And it's something, the playoffs have been amazing to watch. Even through a global pandemic, they've been unreal for sure.
Yeah. How lucky we are to have fans back in the building in most of these buildings, right?
Honestly.
Like, dude, that is so nice to see. And like, not only is it just like fans, but I mean, it's like Carolina, Nashville, and then Tampa Bay, Florida. It's like 2 like non-hockey or 4 non-hockey markets, really. I know Tampa won the cup, but like, it's down in the South, it's Sunshine States and whatever. And the fans are rocking every single night. It's so fun to watch, man. It just makes the games better. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love that Carolina is doing the storm surge in the playoffs now too.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I like.
It's sick.
Could you imagine if we thought of something like that back when we played, boys? Like, I know that Billy and Daddy Mac are still playing, and Searles he's playing, but imagine if we, when you won a game and you had time after the game. Like even in like a provincial final or something like that, you go to center ice, you just all of a sudden.
That'd be hype.
Yeah.
We're in junior B. That might cause a fight in junior B.
That might cause a fight in junior B. But yeah,
I would be there and I'd pay for tickets.
That's spot on. But it's always the Zamboni drivers that are like, get the fuck off the ice. So like, no. It's so fucking frustrating. Oh my gosh! If you step on for those of you watching who haven't played a game of hockey, or if you just watch whatever. The things that go down behind the scenes, it's so funny. Zamboni drivers, if you step on the ice and the door is this much open, they will reopen the doors and they will ream you and they will rip you a new one because you stepped on the ice. Oh my god!
Our one in Brookfield, getting off the ice, like we would be on the ice when the Zamboni is still going like on its last lap. He would not care.
Stupid.
He just says, "Don't shoot the puck at the Zamboni." He said, "I don't care. You go on the ice. You can go on before I close the doors. I don't care. Don't shoot the puck at me or the Zamboni." We just set the nets up when he's still going. So, no, he's sick. He's awesome. He's always in the locker room, like eating our peanut butter sandwiches and shit.
I'd be taking it like a driving range. I'd be taking it like a driving range, man.
That's the most random thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't think he's
ever
actually had a peanut butter sandwich. But no, he's a cool guy.
Zamboni drivers. I mean, the unsung heroes of the hockey world. I mean, like that's a hard job, man. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'd ever do that. I'd be too nervous. I can drive a Zamboni.
Yeah, they're just ripping. Fuck you. They're just ripping darts in the back of the fucking gate.
Most likely. That's
Only in Eastern Shore.
Only in Eastern. Oh my! Don't even get me started on the Eastern Shore.
Okay, all right. So, hey, Searles, what's up next?
We'll talk. I guess we can talk about Gretzky stepping down as vice chairman.
Man, he just got all the shots.
Really. Yeah, we're ripping on the Oilers tonight, boys.
Yeah. Big news, though.
That's the back office, though. As Connor McDavid said today, that's the higher powers.
Yep.
Yeah. Now joining TNT as a sports analyst now, though. So that's good.
Chilling out there with who else do they have? They got like Ray Ferraro and stuff. I don't know. I totally forgot that TNT like owns like the broadcast rights now.
Yeah.
So I saw that and I was like, all right.
It's gonna be interesting though, because a lot of times, like I seen that post on Instagram today with him leaving Edmonton. It's gonna be interesting, like it'd be interesting to see like what he's like on TV like that. You know what I mean? Like when he was a coach with Arizona at the time, it was Phoenix. You know, he was pretty quiet. Like he didn't really, you know, from what I can remember, you know, we were Ben and I were kids, and you know, you guys were probably a little younger than you are now, and you know, I remember Gretzky was very quiet. Like he didn't really, you know, he wasn't a very under the market, you know, spotlight there in Arizona. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he's like on TV. It's gonna be cool to listen to some of his insight of plays and you know, breakdown of drills. Like Kevin Bieksa, boys, on Sportsnet. I will listen to him all day. He is the best guy. He's the best guy on that panel. You know, I love it. I love how they're starting to finally listen to the fans and kind of bring in guys that, you know the game of hockey, which is great.
Yeah.
I know this is it's funny that you say listening to the fans, because we got a couple fans of our own that good friends of mine, players that you guys coached. Josh LeBlanc and Matt Brooks, shout out to them. I know they're watching this. Also, side note, Mac and Searlsy, I know we talk a lot about Summit hockey here. I do apologize. We will be getting to JL puck and Jess's, you know, bar downs from the blue line and ball hockey and sniping on the
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that embarrassment. You know, but those two guys reached out to me recently and said, this was even before we knew that Nick was coming on the podcast today, and they said, like, man, you guys got to get Coach Nick on there, talk about our season this year, talk about, like, you know, what happened with COVID and perseverance, stuff like that, and ultimately winning the banner, winning the title for this year, for this weird year. So, Nick, you got the reins on this one. Give us a little bit of the story of what happened this year and how shit went down.
Yeah, so you know, I gotta give some, you know, a lot of the kudos to Coach Ben. He, you know, he's my brother. He's my blood, and he's the reason why I'm sitting here with the polo on and repping it with pride. You know, it's a pretty amazing program we've built. You know, I still hasn't really sunk in, boys, that, you know, we won that championship. I think once I get back in the rink, come hopefully October or late September. You know, then we'll be defending that title, which will be really cool to watch and see how that unfolds. And yeah, man, the year as a whole was quite a roller coaster. I think Billy, you know that firsthand, and you know, you boys as well. If you guys are playing in a course of a season during a global pandemic, is really tough. You know, we got on a bit of a roll at the start of the season. We were, you know, scoring wasn't an issue. I remember coming into the year, we had a lot of returning players, and we had a lot of talent up front on the back end as well. You know, losing Billy at the start of the year, knowing that he was a senior and he wasn't coming back, was tough to take in. But you know, we had 6 goalies try out, like Cement, Carrefour, Mosaic tryouts are always like, you know, Billy, they have a crap ton of goalies coming out. I don't know where they come from. When I was your guys' age, it was hard to find goalies, and now with Coach and Cement, Mosaic, we had 7 goalies try out. So we took Theo Bourgeois. If I say it wrong, I'm sorry, boys. My French is shit. You know that. Theo Bourgeois, and we took Tristan as well. Tristan, do you know his last name, Billy? I'm saying it wrong.
Tristan Goldash. Josh.
Yeah, Tristan. Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we will talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, but you know, we took some amazing goalies. Theo really solidified, you know, himself as a number one. It was quite amazing to watch throughout the season. You know, once you get into high school level, you boys know there is number 1 and number 2 goalies. And Theo took that role. He really blossomed into something amazing. And you know, the team really got together. I think as looking at COVID, it was really hard because you get on rolls and then all of a sudden you would leave the rink and it'll be a Friday afternoon and in February, and Strang and Rankin are on there saying, yeah, closing things down for 2 weeks. And we were on like a, 8-game winning streak at that point, I do believe. Again, boys, if I'm messing it up, Brooksy and all the boys, if you watch this, I'm sorry, I've got a bad memory. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, boys, all coaches, Ben, Pat Craig, my assistant, Greg Delano, my assistant coach, Ben Cunningham, we all deserve medals. All players and coaches and managers deserve medals going through a global pandemic hockey season. It was a shit show. You didn't know when you were going to be back on the ice. You didn't know when you were going to be able to practice. You didn't know if we were going to be able to get back to games. That was the toughest thing. Like, it got to the point where we had ideas coming out of our ass. We did a COVID Cup series. We split up we split up our group into 2 separate teams, and we did a best 4 to 7 series. That we tried our best to keep it as light and as positive as we could in the circumstances that the world was in. We didn't want anyone to get sick. We didn't want anyone to be at risk. And when we got back after that second pause, we really got together as a group. We kind of became a real family, and I adapted well as a coach. My players are very vocal, and they didn't like the repetition in some of our practices and stuff. And I listened, and I asked for my help with my assistant coaches, and I think that really solidified our run. And we did really well in the round robin. We won every game except for the round robin game against Sackville High. We lost that one, which made us go into our second seed, which forced us to play Millwood. Fuck Millwood, sorry. I don't know.
Honestly,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's any Millwood followers on this podcast, but if Millwood beat us a lot in the regular season when we were on our roll before the pauses, and we met them in the playoffs. We were the second seed, and they were the fourth, and they were the third, and we lost the first game, and we won the second game. We shit pumped them. We beat them 8-1, and then we won. Then we won our game 3 at home against them, and we went on to the final. And we were a little nervous going into that final series against Sackville High because they were leading the pack. I'm sure, I hope you guys are looking at the standings and stuff, Billy. I'm sure you do, with being an alumni of the league. We went in with our shoulders held high, and we swept them. And to be honest, we went into game 2 and we absolutely shit pumped them 9-1. We outshot them quite heavily. And I think just with, even talking about the NHL playoffs, boys, I know like even a lot of people, like I listen to, Spit and Chicklets and, Hockey Central, and I watch a lot of stuff on hockey in the NHL as a whole. Like, people always say like, oh, like a COVID pandemic always will have an asterisk on it. I think this Stanley Cup, it will be the hardest and the most interesting one to win. And I think that was one of the biggest things when we won our banner. It was just a sigh of relief, and we actually won the only thing that we could win. We couldn't go to tournaments. We couldn't do anything. We won the only banner that you could win. Yeah. And that was huge. And it's, like I said, it still hasn't really sunk in yet. We physically didn't have the banner because an NSSAF representative couldn't come because of COVID. Mr. Ben has the banner at his house. And, I think once we're able to hopefully safely get to all together, it's going to really sink in. And once I'm back at the rink, it's going to be fun defending that title. And I'm really, really proud of the boys. Billy, I wish you were on that team, man. We did really well. And, Billy, you were hands down one of the best goalies I've ever coached.
Absolutely.
Oh man. That was the thing that was so cool about this year. Like, we had you, and, I think the passing of the torch to Theo just made me really proud of him. And we had a lot of skill in that team. We had, Nick Moran, we had Declan Hearn, we had the Josh LeBlancs, we had the Grinders, we had an all through on through good unit and a well-oiled machine with coaches and support. And I'm just really, really proud of the boys. And, it was very much a learning curve for me as a coach, coaching through a pandemic, which was amazing.
Unreal, man. It's, knowing you guys, I know Chris and Jess, you guys don't know them as personally as I do. So just to get a little bit, I don't mean to get that emotional here, but man, in the two seasons that, I had you guys, it was the first time I've ever had coaches, back-to-back years. I've never had the same coaches twice or whatever. And I mean, even though like I have to shout out Brady Etheridge Toop there too, my goalie coach 2 years. Just a tandem like and Pat Craig obviously as well, and Mr. Ben, and I know I didn't have Greg this year, but I know Greg's such a good guy, and the work that you guys do, it goes so underrated, and it's so behind the scenes stuff. And I mean, the parents and everyone that's watching, they don't come to the practices, they come to watch the games. They're not seeing what you guys are doing, they're just seeing the products that we put out on the ice. But I mean, like, it's fantastic.
I think Billy too, sorry for interrupting there, but I think with Samet, Carrefour, Mosaic, the Cougars, like Ben, you can back me up on this too. I'd say it's one of the toughest teams to coach. It's tough coming in as a coach, and you got two separate school student bodies. You got your Samet kids and your Mosaic kids now, and when it was last year, it was Carrefour. It's hard to find that click, that get rid of that clickiness. And I think this year, and with the year that we had, we really did bond. We really did. We did come together as one school. It wasn't two separate schools coming together, and that was what was really cool. And I think that's what made the French community really, really proud as well. That it is the first championship for the French schools here in Metro, which is pretty cool to be a part of as well.
It's fantastic, boys. I know, Jess, you can definitely go up to your dad who's coaching your team now and probably give him a big old hug and be like, man, Dad, like, just don't know the troubles that he's probably going through coaching team, the stress that it causes. My gosh, like, big old hug for me too. But that's gotta be awesome, boys. I think high school hockey is a little bit underrated in terms of one, how good it is, but two, just how fun it is to play in high school. And Chris, I know, like, Chris, exactly, and just like
best years of my life playing hockey.
Holy shit, man! Like, it's unbelievable how fun that is just to play, to have people there, and like, it's unbelievable, Jess. Like, man! But I know that we're gonna have to come out to one of your games, Jess. You've been telling us that. Sure.
Absolutely.
You told me, Jess texted me after last episode. He's like, yeah, I'm having Chris and you out so you guys can stand by the board so I can muck some guy right in the board and then wreck his day. And I'm just like, thanks, Jess. That's your motivation, man. Good job.
What about me, Sir Rosie? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, you can come and we'll get everyone. Get everyone.
But
Jesus fucking Christ, you're just gonna fucking leave me hanging?
No.
Jesus.
But man, it's just
Younger's getting pressed over there.
I told Billy, I said we'll have everyone there.
No, I don't know about that. You're pretty specific about me and Chris there, but not to throw you under the bus a little bit. But oh my god.
He told you that in confidence.
Seriously, we still got a couple series to talk about tonight.
Yes,
and I want to hear.
The Pittsburgh game's on at 7:30. We got to hurry up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if we're still talking there, Mac, we're gonna be still talking.
That's a good point.
How's that sound? I know my boys are on the golf course, but like, we're talking about it.
Chris, going into game 6, talk about game 5, about the Penguins game. Let me hear from another Penguins fan, and then going to game 6, your thoughts.
Pete's up the center of the ice by Jari. What a pass! Sorry, boys. That was
that I was gonna open with that anyway. So
my girlfriend doesn't even really know how to play hockey, and she was like, "Why the fuck did he do this?"
It's true.
They look at the TV. They're like, "Why did he do that?" And keep looking back at you.
But anyways.
No, to be honest, I know it went to overtime and everything. I was quite disappointed with the Penguins, actually. They didn't play bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like that you could say that they just gave up and rolled over, because they didn't. But, they let the Islanders tie it up on a, not so good goal there in, like, what was it, the last 6 minutes or something like that? 8 or whatever. That's understandable. It happens. But overtime, we were all over them. I'll give them that. We were all over them on overtime. Mm-hmm. Right, we had a lot of good looks, but I understand that mistakes happen. Billy, you've probably been there where things happen. Double A, where you sauced a muffin.
Bro, I've sauced. Let me tell you, I'm a certified pizza maker, boys. I've sauced some pizzas down the middle. Let me tell you, but
But I'd understand if that was early in the regular season or even in preseason or even anywhere in the season. But this is playoff hockey. You can't make big mistakes like that. You've seen he had 4 guys to pass to instead of that open ice. He had Malkin right there, Crosby all the way up there, Gensel somewhere. But no, he tries to go to Brian Rust behind whoever scored behind
Bailey, yeah,
and lays it right on his tape. And then not even that, he had time to react to it and set back up.
That's the other thing.
He went down instead of staying square. And I'm not a goalie, right? I don't know anything about it. Billy, you'd have a better understanding of this. But he went down, put his hand behind him, or like down there, and it just went right over it. In the late reaction, it was a chip. It was a chip. I understand that you're not no Vasilevsky or anything like that, but you gotta get that hand up there quicker. I don't know, Billy. What do you think? I just think it was.
Bro, I mean, like, no, I mean, you hit the nail on the head because it's like, listen, like human error happens. These aren't robots. These are people. And like, listen, I get it. It's like the fatigue, the pressure, the whatever. He's trying to make a good play. It's like, listen, this isn't. People are saying like, yo, trade Jari, bro. No. Do not trade Tristan Jari, please,
Absolutely
because.
Not.
Yeah, Nick, go for it. Go for it.
I think it all stems back though, boys, to Marc-Andre Fleury being gone.
Yeah,
oh my God!
That's a very good point.
I'm being straight honest with you, man. I think that I think him, Ben and I, Ben, how many times a day do we talk, man? We're literally talking about hockey every single minute of the day. Even after games, during games, and we called each other during that overtime, and Ben and I watched it happen, and I took the words right out of Ben's mouth. He said, they're missing Fleury. I think, my son's got Murray. Murray's, figuring out his shit in Ottawa. I don't know if he's the answer yet. We'll see. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit. But I think that, this just shows that Fleury is one of the best goalies in the league still. Absolutely. And look what he's doing in Vegas, boys. Yep. It's amazing.
It's so, and like I go back and forth. Well, not, obviously I would love to have Fleury back on the team. I personally think that he's going to sign like a one-day thing with Pittsburgh and retire as a Penguin whenever his time comes.
I think he will. Yeah,
I think he will. I mean, like, come on, like, but the thing is, obviously, I mean, like when you look at like how it had shaped out when he went to Vegas, it's like from a pure management standpoint, at the time it made sense. No one knew that Fleury was going to take Vegas to where they are now. Yeah. Right. No one thought Vegas was going to play well. So at the time, I'm not like, wow, what a shitty decision. It's like, no, I mean, I understand. Matt Murray was coming off 2 cups back to back, still as like a rookie. So, can you blame him for taking this guy who looked like he was going to be the goalie of the future for the franchise, just won you 2 cups, and move on from Fleury, who had kind of been demoted to backup, getting up there in age. Obviously it made sense. Now it's kind of like, well, look where Murray is now. He's not even with Pittsburgh, he's with Ottawa. And, you got Tristan Jari serving pizzas up the middle. So, and Fleury's probably going to win the Vezina this year, which I pray to God that he does. I love Fleury.
I think he should, yeah.
He should, man. Like,
stole my heart.
Yeah.
Bro, but anyway, I mean.
Yeah, talk what you were going to say about Jari there, the mistakes.
No, I mean, listen, just like, the stakes are high. You can't make that kind of play. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? If it was game 7, obviously it sucked. It sucked if this was game 1 of the regular season. I'd be pissed. But it's unfortunate that had to happen. I feel for him. Your eyes get bigger. You're just, oh man, I can make a sick breakaway pass. And you know what? It's in the back of your net. Game 6, though, here's the thing. In my heart, Pittsburgh have already lost. So the feeling of them losing the series, I've already gone through it. So now I'm just kind of chilling. If they win, sick. If they lose, it's like, oh, well, I mean, they just lost game 5 at home.
Yeah. I'm be honest though, boys, I think like, looking back on Tristan Jari too, Billy, he signed a 3-year deal, right? Like that, that's not a easy contract to move on from. I think if the Pens win tonight, I think that they would win in game 7. I don't think the Islanders have enough. They don't have enough oomph yet. I think they're still quite young. I think is it Ilya Sorokin for the Islanders? I think he's quite a dominant goalie as well. But I think if the Pens win tonight, which I hope it goes your way, boys, and I think the Pens would do quite well in Game 7 because they've been in numerous Game 7s. They've been in Game 7 losing a cup, and Game 7 winning a cup. At the end of the day, boys, they got Sid and Malkin. That's all it comes down to. All comes down to
them playing together too.
I know.
Yeah,
Them playing together was insane. Wow.
No,
Doesn't
like,
happen that often, but
I still think Malkin's hurting a bit though. He's being a little soft in the corners.
Yeah,
I agree. But no,
that was a snipe by him the other night, though.
Yeah, it was.
That was a snipe.
That was nice.
Anyway, Jess, what do you think is going to happen? Your predictions for Game 6? I'm interested.
I think the Penguins are gonna take it. I think they're gonna come out. They're gonna be pretty eager. They know their season's on the line tonight. I think they're gonna play their hearts out. And yeah, I mean, honestly, for you, Billy, I hope they win for you.
And Chris.
And
Chris in an Islanders
maybe
jersey.
maybe it's because I already checked out and became an Islanders fan. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm buying that. I'm gonna have the checkout screen ready on the last couple minutes of the game. So
yeah. So if you guys don't remember, we'll take a throwback here to episode 1. Chris said if Chris made a bet, he said if the Pens got out, he would buy a Islanders Matt Barzal jersey.
But not only would he buy the jersey, he was just like, I'm going to be an Islanders fan. Bro,
I got a little cocky because I thought they could take it. I thought they could take it. And Billy, you thought too. We had them in 6 games.
You know what else I thought? Look at the picks that I had. Yo, I picked Edmonton in 5. I picked Montreal in 7.
That is true. Yeah, it's a bad
Florida
number.
in 7. Bro, my bracket, what's in this book right here, might as well throw that away.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 0 for 6 now or something, like whatever the fuck. Like,
my bracket's not too bad. I got a couple picks wrong, but
yeah, suck my ass, Jess.
Oh my god. I wouldn't become an Islanders fan. I'm only kidding, but yeah. I do hope they win. Christ, I hope they win.
Me too.
But like you said, I already came over that feeling of sadness. Once they lost, my heart went down to my balls, and I said, okay, well, I'm not even going to bother paying attention. If they lose, they lose. I'm already going down. I'm already going through the emotions of being eliminated. I'm already going through that. Is it worth being this team's fan?
Yeah.
But
I think
I'm only kidding.
I think that too, boys. Like, you know what Chris and you boys are saying. Like, that's just the highs and lows of playoffs, man. Like, you know, you guys, I'm sure Ben is a little different because it was a sweep. Like, he's going to feel low for a bit until they get back to the rink and, for training camp in the end of September. That's just, like I said, that's just the highs and lows, man. Like, you guys could win tonight and, you guys are on here tomorrow or Saturday night and you guys are talking, about the series, and you guys could be the exact opposite. You could be like, oh yeah, like the Pens are winning in 7. Like that's the beauty of the playoffs, man. Like, that is the best thing about it. Like, I'm not even a Florida Panthers fan, boys, but when Florida won that Game 5, I was like, let's fucking go.
I know, yeah.
Panthers are going to the fucking final.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, and that's another thing too, boys. I think that coaching with the Penn series and the Panther series, Joel Quenneville and Barry Trotz do not get enough credit for how unreal they are behind that bench.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Joel Quenneville, man, three-time Stanley Cup.
Did you guys ever, like, I'll give it to Ben here, Coach Ben, my bad, I'm sorry, he's my coach. I got to ask, did you ever try to, like, model, like, sometimes, goalies and players try to model the game after. Do you guys model your coaching style after anyone? Is that a thing?
I've always wanted that too.
Yeah.
Ben, you can go first on that one. It's a good question.
Or like even like
we both coached in different ages of hockey. Me with 11 years and younger with your 6. When I coached younger, definitely a different time. If parents are watching or whatever, I'm so sorry, but at the end of the day, in 2021, kids are soft as baby poop.
Oh my God, are they ever?
They really are. I could, when I was coaching younger, and yes, he's my brother, and I was hard as fuck on him, but I made him probably one of the best centermans in Bedford minor hockey at the midget level. His back could definitely take a stance for that because his back always hurts him. Because I always put him in front of the net on the power play for the umbrella. I am an old school type of coach, and I had to adapt, especially after the Babcock stuff and all that kind of shit. To be honest with you, I have a coach in mind, and it's totally off the wayside. Not even with hockey. I had a volleyball coach in grade 8 and 9, Mr. Osipowicz in Edmonton, and the way that he coached, I tried my best to be a coach like him. Different sport. I knew more about hockey than volleyball, but there's definitely going to be people that would say to me right now or comment on this if you see it, like, Coach Younger was a fucking asshole. He fucking yelled at me and this and that. But if sometimes tough medicine is the best medicine, and Younger can pump my tires a little bit. We won a lot of championships because I was a tough coach, and I did yell and I did do some things, as in verbal stuff on the bench. But at the end of the day, everybody does want to win at a certain level. I'm not going to sit there and yell at a Timbit, but you're playing midget AA and you served a fucking pizza up the fucking center of the ice.
Gonna hear
it. You're gonna fucking hear it. And
as you should.
Billy and Mac, you can vouch for this. Playing at a high level, you do something dumb that you weren't supposed to do, you're gonna get reamed a new asshole. And I had Sean McKenzie as a coach, and if you did something dumb, you're gonna get it at a high level, right? If you don't want to get yelled at,
there's house league. Just go play house.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you. Go play house. But no, I don't. I've never really tried to do my coaching career as in towards a figure in the NHL, because those guys have way more experience than me. I coached the way I was coached, and I had to adapt big time, because again, some people are very, very soft, but at the end of the day, we don't get paid to do this. So, it is what it is. But Younger, you can vouch for this too, the changing and adapt, and we used to do on the ice. You have to change and adapt on the fly. And Younger, you can take it from here, but I don't know if you have a NHL figure as a coach, but it is what it is.
And I feel like I'm on coach's corner. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
No, man, like I said, boys, this is fun as fuck. Just kind of shooting the shit and talking about stuff like that. I never even asked that question before, actually, boys. You see stuff on, like I said, on SportsCenter or YouTube and what coaches do. I think when I became head coach this year with Sama Mosaic, it was a lot of adapting. I was assistant coach for the whole time until this season, and I think I took more of a bit of a different approach, for sure. I think that I kind of more took a friend type mentality. That's kind of who I am as a person. I'm this big kind of guy. I'm 6'3" and 260. Standing up. I kind of, I'm a big teddy bear. I kind of, I do have sympathy for my players, and I see a lot of stuff that Sheldon Keefe does, or I remember one of the first coaches that really kind of opened my eyes was Dan Bylsma. When Dan Bylsma became the Pittsburgh Penguins coach when they won the Cup in 2009, that was a really interesting story to watch. With Michel Therrien, being there, and they were on, I don't remember at the time, they were on quite a losing streak. They lost. I remember I was watching the Pens and Leafs game, and Jason Blake scored a hat trick. And that next day, I think they got pumped 7-2 or 8-2 or something like that. The next day, Michel Therrien got canned, and Dan Bylsma came in, and he really kind of became a player's coach. And that's what got the Pens to that level. Is Bylsma took that team with Fleury and Malkin and Crosby and Letang and go on and on with all those players. And I think a lot of that was, I remember this quite a bit, was because it was Sid's first cup. I think that's kind of where I'm at as a coach. I think I'm there for my players, and I could take many ideas and theories out of coaches' handbooks in the NHL. They're all so good, and that's why they're there. It's like what Ben said. I can be hard. I haven't full on ripped the strip off a kid, I don't think. And for the boys that I maybe coach that watch these podcasts when they're posted, if I did, I'm sorry. But you know what? Hockey's a very emotional game. You guys have been there. And when you're in tight situations like we were this year that just ended, I'm going to put out the players that are going to go fucking put the puck in the net. I can say names, but I'm not. But I put out guys in that last game against Millwood because we shit pumped Sackville High, and we won. That's the thing, man, and that's what Ben's saying. At the end of the day, man, no one says shit when you win.
That's right.
No one says anything when you win. When you win, everyone is happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and when you lose, that's when the shit comes in.
Opposite.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got 2 other game 6s tonight too. The Wild in Vegas, and like we said, Panthers and Lightning too.
Who do you think's taking that Vegas game, Jess?
I'd have to give it to the Wild.
Wow.
Dang. All right. I did not think you were going to pick the Wild. I thought you were going to take Vegas. I'm not going to lie.
Is it in Vegas or is it in Minnesota?
It's in Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Question for you guys. I want your guys' opinion. Do you guys find if like a team forces game 6 and goes home or goes away for game 6, who has more pressure?
I think it'd be the team that's home.
Yeah. I'm picking Vegas. I think Vegas is ending it tonight.
Mm.
I would like Minnesota too, but I have a feeling that Vegas will.
Yeah. I was gonna say Vegas, but I mean, I don't really care who wins, but yeah,
it's kind of a random series.
It is a random series.
It's like one of those. It's one of those series where you can't really pick.
I mean, one game you'll have Fleury, making 40 saves in a shutout effort. Then you'll have the next game he gives up 3 goals on 7 shots, which, not to take anything away from Fleury, because he's still one of the greatest goalies of all time. Bro, he's literally third. I know we talked about this. He's literally third all time in wins, and he's not won a Vezina.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
He's never won a Vezina, really?
He's never won a Vezina. This is his closest. Bro, like, if they give it to Vasilevsky, I'll be pissed. Good, like Vasilevsky's good, but like, you gotta take in consideration just like I understand Vegas is a good team, but I mean Tampa Bay, I think, has far more firepower, even as good as Vegas is. They got more firepower than they can chuck the puck in the net. And Vasilevsky, as good as he's not played that good against Florida. People always talk about Bobrovsky and how shit he's been, and now Spencer Knight, whatever. Vasilevsky's going under the radar as not being that great so far.
Yeah, but that gets overshadowed by the team in front of him.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like when the Mooseheads won the cup and the Mem Cup in 2013, boys. Like Zavukali got his cock, choked off every fucking.
Dumped in a meat grinder.
Yeah, he got his. He was like, "Oh, Zavukali." Like, at the end of the day, though, boys, I remember, that I don't know how old you guys were. I was 13, almost. I was 14 when they won the cup there in Saskatoon. That team was fucking unreal.
Oh,
If Billy, that's the thing that's so interesting about this podcast, boys. When we talk about this stuff, it's cool to have Billy on this because Billy was the guy. Mm-hmm. We didn't have the Kucherovs. We didn't have, at that point, we didn't have those. We were solid up front, but the Tampa Bay Lightning are so dominating. They dominate. Kucherov can go and get 6 points in the game tonight. He could. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they go on to the second round, and they'll probably beat the shit out of whoever plays them in the second round.
Probably.
But I do agree with Billy. Vasilevsky gets his dick sucked too much and it's okay.
Slobbering all over it. Yeah.
I mean, nice. Thanks for that.
May I say one thing?
Yes.
My obsession with goalie gear. Why is his chest protector so big?
I know it's true.
That is true.
He's got a gut on him. Makes him look like he has a gut.
That's what it looks like.
Maybe he has a Randy on him. I don't know. But
That's
like,
true. Yo, that's mad funny that you bring that up. That's actually facts. Like I've seen that so many times. It's funny.
Yeah.
I was actually because Ben, you brought that up to me one night during the Panthers and Lightning game. It's the new Hyperlight gear. Apparently, it's more of like a cupped towards your kind of your stomach and your intestines, which makes. And then apparently there's like straps like here, so he must crank it like on his chest.
No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah,
that's actually funny.
Yeah, that's why it looks like.
When he's a big boy, he's like 6'3".
Yeah,
it's like Joe Swanson in net with a glove and blocker.
Bro, yeah, I know that's true, man.
Boys, all this talk though about the Vezina, man, like. Connor Hellebuck, like, what the fuck are you doing here, boys? You haven't even talked about him.
I'm sorry. Going back to I was ripping him up in the first podcast, I think the first episode. And then there was a comment. It was like, actually, Billy, shut the fuck up. He's like leading the league in like 3 different categories. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he didn't tell you shut up, but
no, he didn't no. He didn't tell me shut, but
he just posted his stats and save percentage and just left it there.
Oh yeah, he just put it there. I just
no comment at all. Just that.
I know. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Hellebuck's the reigning Vezina Trophy winner. So
he really goes under the radar, though. I find Connor Hellebuck, and I think it's because of the market that he's in. Speaking of the comments on your guys' YouTube page, my advice to that, boys, is read them with an open mind for sure. It seems like comment. Like I find even when you go on Instagram, looking at a TSN, global, a global, platform like them. I just look at the comments and I even get pissed off. Like it's comments suck, but I'm sure you guys aren't getting bad ones yet.
No. And even the Hellebuck one, like just to be totally clear, like this guy, like I don't know what your name is, like I'm sorry, but he was not saying anything bad.
No,
not at all.
He just provided stats. Like, thank you.
He's just like, hey, by the way, Hellebuck, this is his stat. I'm just gonna leave it there. And I replied, I was like, bro, thanks. Like, honestly, thank you, because if anyone says anything here that anyone watches is like, actually, you're false. Like, this is what actually happened or something like that. Yo.
It's like it's like on, you guys remember Jay and Dan, boys, on TSN?
Yeah.
They had like the "you blew it" segment, and it was like in yellow. That's what you guys should do. Be like, "You blew it."
Billy Madison, you blew it.
Yo, please, I can't wait. But like, man, so many times I know, Searles, that you did this too. It's like you put up on your stories like, hey, like give us questions to answer, give us topics to talk about, and it's like. Yeah, I can't wait to do that too. I just want to see some of the stuff that people want us to talk about. We'll talk about anything. I don't give a crap. We'll talk about whatever. Talk about what are like some of the not like the things that people aren't talking about. I feel like Saros is one of them. I know we talk about goaltending a lot, but I mean, I feel like UC Saros is very underappreciated because he's carrying Nashville. I mean, my gosh, like.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Like watching that series. I hate Pierre Maguire with a passion, but he did make a good point last night. I don't know if you guys were watching it. He, Carolina won in overtime, but Nashville knows how to play Carolina. Like they were doing. I don't know if you guys were noticing, but they were like icing the puck a lot, and they were like forcefully going offside on rushes and stuff like that. Because Carolina seems like they're the type of team that like. Builds off the rush and their crowd as well. And I think I found that, especially when that disallowed goal happened last night, the crowd was deflated. The team was deflated. I'm happy as hell that they won because I'm not a big Predators fan. I hate Matt Duchene with a passion. But he kind of, man, don't go like he fucked over Ottawa.
I know. I literally remember.
No, I'm just saying you were an Oilers fan in 06 and all of a sudden now you're a Carolina fan.
Oh
no, I'm not. Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, guys,
True.
leave the room, please. Like we need guys. We'll leave. You guys do
See
your
all
thing.
this next week in episode 8.
Yeah, really. Catch the part 2. Catch the live duel between the brothers.
It's like that screen with SpongeBob. It's like 4 hours later.
Yeah.
No, Ben. Don't worry, buddy. I'm not a Carolina fan, but no, man. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next game with that series. I think. I was meaning to ask you guys, do you guys know what Peke Rine's status is? Because he's been completely MIA. Like I know he's backing up Saros. Is he available for the expansion draft?
I think he's probably going to retire after this year, is from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think I heard that too.
How old is he?
Yeah, because how old is he? He's in his late 30s.
Yeah,
He's like
he's
30,
got
in his
it.
late 30s.
Yeah,
But
36.
he's,
Okay, it's
36,
okay.
yeah.
Well, the Oilers will take him, play him till he's 39.
Would you mind? Would you be okay with that? If they took him, would you be like, all right, have him and Smith?
He's already got like 2 new hips, so he's basically brand new.
Oh, there you go. Fucking cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, damn, like, yeah, because I think the last game of the regular season for Nashville might have been. I think it was the last game, or it was like his last game. Got a shutout.
Oh yes.
And then he did the lap, and he was like thanking the crowd and stuff. And then there was an interview, and he's like, I don't know what's gonna happen next year, but I'm like, I would say that
If
he
he did
probably
end it, what a way to
retired.
go out.
What a way to
That's
go
cool.
out. Well, that's it. That's another thing. It's just like, even if he could play another year, I don't think that he's going to play. That would be the storybook ending, regardless if they win or lose, because that's Saros' team now, and it will be Saros' team, unless he pulls a Matt Murray and then, can't catch a puck and then goes to Ottawa.
Just hops out.
But just, just dips. But yeah, I don't know. I think, like,
Matt Murray's fucking brutal.
Matt Murray, I feel bad because sorry to play this card, but literally ever since the death of his father.
Yep, I was about to say
he
that.
has not played. It was literally up until his father passed away that he was amazing, and then his father passed away, and then he's been dog shit. So it's like, I am sorry, Matt Murray, but I mean, again, like, you can't just go the rest of your life and be. I'm not saying that he's saying that, but I mean, it's
a mental thing, right? Like,
of course.
Even coaching, our teams, right, Billy? Like, it's all mental. Like, I've been on teams where I think, thankfully parents haven't passed away of like my teammates, but grandparents and great aunts and uncles and stuff like that. And that shit haunts you, man. Like that shit can really mess up someone's mental health. And I think the last when that stuff, even if it's years after the death takes place, it still sticks to you, man. Like, thankfully Ben and I haven't been, I'm 24, Ben's 29. We haven't gone through that yet, but when that stuff happens to us, it's gonna be hard. It's hard on everybody, man. And I cannot imagine being a professional hockey player and when your father, if your father dies or your mother or family member, and you got to come, that's your job, man, is to stop the puck or put the puck in the net. I do think Murray's going to bounce back. It's going to be interesting what happens with the expansion draft, because my Sens do have a shit ton of goalies in the market right now. And if I was Pierre Dorian sitting in Kane Tire Center, I would probably be exploring maybe what would happen for Matt Murray, because he got amazing goaltending with Philip Gustafsson. He showed that, and Joey Decord. Decord, God love him, he got hurt, but I think that the Sens will be fine. The Sens are going to be fine. They aren't. I was reading a hockey news article, and they were talking about the Sens, and the Sens don't have a solidified star like a McDavid, but the Sens have so much prospect interest and guys that ripped up in the CHL or overseas. The Sens are going to be a dominant team. The Sens are building a team to win a cup. Like they are. Like, they don't talk about it enough, and I advocate it because I love them. They're my team. But the Sens are going to be from line 1 to the 7th defenseman and the last backup goalie. They're going to win a cup, and they will. They will.
Yeah, they definitely have a promising future.
Give Shabbat captaincy, please.
Brady,
I'd say Brady too.
Yeah,
I'd say Brady.
I do like Shabbat though. I really like him for a defenseman at least.
Yeah.
But go up and down the lineup with Ottawa. It's fucked. Like, they're gonna be a good team in not too long.
How about Tim Stützle too?
Oh yeah,
he was pretty nasty this year.
Well, you guys, I'll be honest with you guys, like I said, I've been watching your guys' podcast. Like, we got the draft lottery coming up here next week, June 2nd. That's going to be interesting. You got Buffalo with the best chance. I think they're going to get fucked over as always. I think that the draft. I didn't want your guys' opinion. You guys, talk about this stuff every day. What's your guys' input on the draft lottery system? Do you guys still agree with it, or do you guys think they should go with like an NBA or an NFL type order?
Just go for it.
I heard they changed it now so that like previous winners from like I think it was the last 5 years or whatever can't win now. So now it's just like the bottom team. So I think that's a good change that they did there.
Is that starting this year or is that next year?
I think it's starting next year. I think.
Yeah,
next year. Yeah. Because when you go on when you search up NHL draft lottery, they have like a simulation thing. Yeah. And it seems like the last team has the best chance of getting like that first overall ball. But I think that you're right, Jesse, that it will be interesting to see what takes place with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to look at like, I just feel for teams like first of all, last year, I understand it was a weird year. The fact that the New York Rangers got Lafreniere is the word. It's not fair.
You're hurting me.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know because I know the Red Wings definitely had the best. They had the best chance last year, didn't they? Yeah, the Red Wings.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, Jess, the Red Wings, they're going to be a good team too. We were talking about that last episode. I think they're going to be a good team. But the fact that, like, I'm happy they're changing it for sure. Because, like, I mean, now Red Wings last year, Buffalo this year, and like you said, Younger, like, you just have a feeling that Buffalo is just going to get fucked up. They're going to end up with like 4th overall or something like that. Like, you just feel it. But like
the Buffalo Sabres are like that ex-girlfriend that never goes away. You know what I mean? Like they're just
texting you and shit. You're like, leave me alone.
They should have got McDavid back when McDavid went to the Oilers. At the end of the day, man, it's a business. I know it's it's a lottery and stuff like that. And Ben, I was with Ben when the Oilers got that ball and for McDavid, and I do think the draft lottery there's definitely some interesting ideas and conspiracies about it. There's definitely something that goes into it for sure.
Agreed.
Like, how does that ball go from when Lafreniere got drafted for the Rangers? How did it go Leafs and then, oh no, let's go Rangers? You know what I mean? It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, but yeah.
Yeah, because the Leafs almost had it. I remember seeing that the Leafs ball almost went right up and then the Rangers one went up.
Yeah,
I thought the Leafs had it too. I'm like, oh, the Leafs got him, and then nope.
Yanked.
Did you guys watch the Habs and Leaf game last night?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So it's funny. I was texting Ben, and I was saying that it's interesting to watch the Montreal Canadiens right now under Don Bouchard because they literally play the exact same way I find the Mooseheads played back when he was head coach.
Yeah,
they like the Habs didn't shoot the puck at all. Yeah, they had 36 shots, but it did not seem like they had 36 shots.
Yeah.
I think that that series is done.
Yeah,
I would say so.
I agree. As much as I want, I kind of wanted Montreal to win. I think they worked hard for it. You know what I mean? You don't see them in the playoffs every year, but I mean Toronto's just got they got the want for it. You know what I mean? Like you can just see every shift is meaning something for them.
That's why I kind of want Toronto to get past the first round. I mean, you look at Leafs fans, what they've been through all the years. I mean, it'd be nice for them to have some joy this year in that.
And the thing is too, that's interesting about that series too, boys, is even last night, it wasn't the Matthews and the Marner show. It's the guys that they went out and, Jumbo Joe putting the puck in the net and Spezza dominated last night.
Yeah.
Those 3-4 lines. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like what I was saying about the Sens. Like the Sens, the Leafs are like that. The Leafs have a full on through and through solid team right now. And, and they're missing key guys in their lineup with Tavares. And by the way, guys, you guys did a great job talking about the Tavares injury, I think, you know, you guys took very much both sides of the story of, you know, Tavares getting hurt as a teammate and Perry's side as well. But it's going to be interesting to see, like, if Foligno does get in the lineup to see what the Leafs can do. I think they're going to make some damage. I could definitely see the Leafs going to Eastern Conference. Like that's what the Canadian teams in the semifinal guaranteed. But I do think that they could make the final with the team they got.
Yeah. And I know that's why the Leafs are pushing really hard to play at their top level of hockey too, because you know, they said if the Leafs move on to the second round, there's a possibility that Tavares could come back, and I know the boys definitely want him back in the lineup. So, and I saw a video too of Game 3. It was they FaceTimed him in the locker room to celebrate with him too.
Yeah. That stuff goes a long way.
Yeah.
What's up, Ben?
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say about the whole Johnny T thing. Like, no, and again, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but you know, just to see Johnny T as the captain of the Leafs, which is a big honor, to be able to, for him to be able to do that and give the boys, you know, a thumbs up and say, like, let's go, like, that goes a long way. Like, I had a lot of captains. I only ever wore an A for 1 year, but you know, at the end of the day, boys, all this stuff that we're talking about today, I'm just so happy the sports are on, and it's keeping me sane to a sense. But I can't wait until we can maybe like all be together or something like that, or 4 of us, 5 of us, whatever, and just like record something right at a, you know, a restaurant or a Boston Pizza or something like that, right? Even watching a Jays game. I know this is about hockey, but like, we're sports fans.
Anything flies for us,
Vladdy Guerrero.
Boom, 16 on the year.
Placata, get the hell out of here.
How about Bo Bichette too?
Bo Bichette, you are emulating Bo Bichette, right?
Yeah,
you got
that. Well, you got that LB this year.
Yeah.
Man, we already talked about it. Look at the fucking mud flaps on this guy.
Jesus.
Funny.
Looking like a semi truck.
Once it starts, you gotta perm that, and they will call you Searles Curls. Let's go. Let's go. On that note, Chris, pens are on now. They've been playing, so we got to wrap this up. Jesse?
I just wanted to ask you guys one more quick question, because we didn't pick our picks on this one. Who you guys think's gonna win the Panthers game tonight?
Panthers.
Yes.
I
Let's go,
got
boys.
Panthers too.
It's gonna be a close game though. Like I'm saying, like 4-3, 2-1. Yeah.
It'll be good, but Panthers.
Yeah,
all the way.
I'm picking the Panthers specifically because of what Spencer Knight did the last game too. So
Mackenzie Weegar overtime goal. I'm calling it.
Mackenzie Weegar.
That's just because of this Moosehead talk, Chris. That's why I said that.
You had to sneak that one in there, bud.
The Beast of the East. Let's go.
Honestly.
All right, Jess. Wrap it up for us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on, boys. I really appreciate
problem,
it, man. If you want me on again, let me know. I'm
absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Jesse,
boys,
let us have it.
Thanks for tuning into this episode, guys. Like Nick said earlier, it's fun doing this with all the boys here, talking about the sport we love and all that. And your guys' support means a lot to us. So keep watching the episodes, keep subscribing, leaving likes, and like we said too, if you guys have comments that you want us to talk about, we'll talk about anything. So thanks for tuning in. Right, we're gonna go watch the Penguins game. So see you later, boys.
See you, boys.
See you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Stick on the ice.